Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another breakdown video. Today we're talking 100 Thieves MIBR first matchup of the America's upper bracket. Winner immediately goes down to elimination. This is qualification for Toronto, the playoffs. Main thing that I want to talk about today is the decisions that 100 Thieves has made as a team and an organization that are constantly setting them back and making them weak. It starts with the word meta. I don't think this team understands it. I don't think they've done a good job applying it, and I don't think they've done a good job innovating. I think that they have stuck to things that they know work, which at the end of the day, I can't sit here and complain or cry about because that would probably be something that I would do if I couldn't figure something out. But at the end of the day, with the staff, the investment, the caliber of players on this team, the experience they have, I don't know why they can't come up with something. You might be asking, can I, what do I mean about that? Can I expand? I can. Bind. Last year, the Gecko Fade was the thing that took them the distance. No one could play them on Bind. The execs, the way they used their utility, okay, how everybody was kind of on like a comfort roll. They just understood what they were doing. It was easy. There wasn't a lot of complexity to it. It was easy. It was straightforward, and they did well. From my understanding, they innovated that comp and they came up with it. I heard that the conversation creating that composition literally came from some sort of team meeting, team discussion, server time talk. And the question was, all right, what's really annoying to play against? What's hard to play against? What makes the game hard for people? And they answered with, Fade and Gecko, incorporations of Viper, right? So they've shown that they can innovate. They've shown they can come up with stuff. And when I see stuff like this, it just really, really just makes me like upset. This is what you would call a gimmick comp, okay? You're running double initiator Sage. You have no Viper on split. It is doable to not have a Viper on split. We've seen it done with single controller. We've seen it done with double controller, one of them not being a Viper. At the end of the day, the reason this is a gimmick comp is because it's supposed to catch people off guard. Sage is an incredibly hard agent to play against in an actual match. The slows, separating the entry from the pack, being able to put up that wall and completely, stop a push, completely deny access to an area, force people to scale or go a certain way, walling and diffusing, okay, really hard to deal with. You're supposed to catch people off guard with this. You can't have a lot of tactical depth with this comp, which is why we saw them beat on Sentinels in the kickoff event, right? They took them to this map. Austin had to have an insane couple of rounds, and it was a career performance by Cryo with like 300 ADR on Sage. But at the end of the day, that's what it's supposed to do. This is a comp where you aren't fully set on split and okay to play it. And your opponent picks it, so you trap it. Okay, listen, I know, boys, we don't have the best, understanding of split, but we have this gimmick comp. We can catch them off with these 3, 4, 5 things. A couple protocols, a couple setups, whatever it might be, the way we're using our ults. Now it's gotten to the point where they're picking it, and these guys are just shooting themselves in the foot. It's really bad. You can't be throwing away your map pick like this, and this is the problem that they're running into. And again, I'm not sitting here saying you got to come up with something crazy. You can look across the screen and see this composition here. This is a composition that is playable by this team. It 100% is. We can see Cryo on the Jet. We can see EU on the Teo. We can see Asuna on the Breach. We could see Boostio on the main controller. We could see Xander on the secondary controller. It's right there in front of them. They can do it. It's not impossible, but that incorporation needs to happen. That evolution needs to happen. I don't know what work is being done on the side of 100 Thieves. Again, with the staff they have, with the investment they have to be able to level this stuff up. And I'm holding them to the standard of what they did last year. They went international. It's a real thing that happened. They were there. They went to Shanghai, right? This team has the goals of doing that again and going the distance, and that's what you're going to have to do when you're playing at this level. Pistol rounds start here in a 1-2-2 spread. A little bit of mid denial. Crowd's going to go wall armor here. I really like the wall double slow buy specifically on the pistol round because of how devastating it is. Buying that extra utility can really go like the extra distance, specifically on that Sentinel agent, on a pistol round when you're going up against less. A little bit of a contact trap play there. They're going to beat the timing of the wall, and the flood is going to come through with trades going in the way of 100 Thieves. 4v3 now. Art with a huge double kill there. Bomb's going to go down. It's flipped now. And now we're going to get into the post plant. Art's going to burn his aftershock just for the time there. He's going to use his drone missiles on cooldown. Look at Verno's position here. You're not going to see this guy in the bomb site dying often. He understands the value of the agent that he's on. If he can live as long as he can, he is going to win rounds just off of the salvos, right? Breach has a green kit here flanking. Tough scenes, trying to take the fight on to Verno. Not enough utility there, loses the 1v1. EU, unwinnable 1v3. And here we go, right? Now we're just going to be in a position where the snowball is going to begin for MIBR. So here we are on the bonus. Credit where credit's due. 100 Thieves does have a good buy here. Crowd does not have his wall, but at the end of the day, it's not the end of the day. They do have a good set of utility. Now, watch what's going to happen with the power of the Viper here. Okay, you're going to lose the sight line of A often with that wall and the orb. Okay, when you're in that position, you're usually going to need to dedicate 2 people there. You know, you kind of have one guy watching upper, one guy watching lower. If you have a sentinel, it's a little different. He can solo it. If you are intending to retake, again, a little different. You can solo it. It's not the end of the day. Just trying to show you how the Viper spreads the defense thinly, right? Now, on the bonus, what do we expect on the bonus? We expect something fast. We expect something aggressive. We expect these things that kind of like change the tempo, a little risky, right? Usually not like a full perfect buy here. MIBR doing a really good job with the FPX buy. On their anti-eco, they had 3 rifles and 2 pistols. And what that ends up doing is on the bonus, you can have 5 rifles going into it, you know, depending on what ended up happening, obviously, but that is the end goal. The 3 riflers, they play, they take fights, and the 2 people with pistols, they end up picking those rifles up that were in that round, and they drop them back and buy new. It kind of negates the bonus round is what I'm trying to say here. Regardless, the tendencies are still similar. Really don't like the decision here from Xander. He's not going to go for an insta jump spot. He kind of goes for one a few seconds later. Puts him in a position where he's really compromised. He isn't really being babysat right now. There's no helper on the trash pile that he's baiting for. There's no guy standing on top of the box, you know, baiting, waiting for the speed up. There's no counter utility ready. This is really troublesome. EU's position, super questionable. Not sure if he has a read on the round where he thinks they're going to do something fast, so he wants to be in a good place, but the initiators are on islands here. There's no real support for something fast happening towards B. Now for mid, you know, different story. You know, usually you're going to have the Sage utility. He is missing a piece here, which is probably why this round ends up getting a little hairy, because he wants to make sure they can't get past mid. They're going to get ready to go through their phases of mid and the utility they use. But Xander's going to compromise it by going for a second one. He's going to get stunned. Aspas is going to dash. He's going to put him down to 1 HP. The slow is late. Great job by cjaiye taking space here. And now we have a bomb site with rechargeables. Now, Asuna just threw his nade here. Okay, his goal is to stop the plant and buy time. They're going to enact something called a flood. When you hear the term flood, what this means, if you look at the minimap, is the defenders are usually around this dotted line. And if you have enough people in these positions, you don't need to sit and wait to do a retake. You know, you kind of flash, run through the smokes, and go. You don't want to let the attackers get set up into the post plant, especially in the Teo meta. You are going to lose to time. There's going to be missiles on the bomb. There's going to be a rewrap, whatever it is. It's really hard to deal with. Now, at the start of this round, we didn't go over it. Verno ended up using his drone into mid to distract these players to keep Xander on that island. It worked very successfully. The 2 people that were playing A did nothing about the A space. So now it's a big question mark. Boostio's rotate is late. He is not here ready to flood. So those flashes he has, the fault line, the drill, all of it is kind of like offline. So they're going to need to wait. And if they wait, again, it gets bad. If they go too fast, it's still bad. So just not on the same page, not really looking good so far. EU's going to drone, try to get some information. Close is good. They're getting ready to go. 3, 2, 1, peeking. Cryo is looking at the mid flank. Asuna peeks by himself. The 2 spawn people get double killed by Aspas. What is happening? Really tense, it seems. All over the place, not together. And again, this is Valorant, right? This is very unforgiving when you let this type of stuff happen at this level. Still struggling here. 100 Thieves are going to get their first round win off of some individualism, specifically from Cryo, as always. And they're going to go into a 2-1-2 spread here. I like Xander's adaptation of getting that buddy we talked about, almost being babysit on that B site. Yo, they're walking up on me, double hold with me, we'll kill this guy contacting, whatever it is. Again, Really weird round start from 100 Thieves. Do they see this Viper screen? Why are you sitting here? I'm not sure. You know, are they scared of the speed up? Is there an anti? I don't know. 100% it's possible, but I don't understand letting this guy play and letting him breathe and just do whatever he wants because he is going to work you. We talked about the concept of a snowball, going through your ultimates, building your economy, making the game impossible to play. You're close to 2, you got 1. Is there something you're going to do with it? Is there a retake? Is there a setup? Is there something available that you have? No. You're alone in mid. You're just going to stall mid, literally like a drone, and you're not being proactive at all. I don't know what this is. No one's in a position where they can play aggressively and get rezzed. I might just be being an asshole. Their protocol with Rez might be, hey, wherever they do control, we can push the other side and try to kill the lurker and res them. I don't know. But again, this inability to recognize this stuff is setting them back big time when they're picking shitty comps like this. You know, you're going to need to be able to cycle through this stuff. So our initial phase is going to be a 1-3-1. MIBR are just going to take their time. They're not really going to do anything. They're going to contact.
In the previous round. This is sort of 100 Thieves reacting to MIBR.
Smoke goes up in mid. Cryo's going to use his slow. Vents is now a technical gap if they want to, you know, cheat through this and take it. I think based on that comm, EU is now going to be like, okay, I'll try to do something about this. He's going to burn his drone into the fuel. Usually you're going to want to do it before or after it goes up so you can have the security of accomplishing something. Again, I just think he's uncomfortable in this situation because they lost Vents and he doesn't want to sit on his ass anymore. He might be trying to get the orb as well, not 100% sure. He burns it into the fuel, learns nothing, and the setup stays the exact same. MIBR now have full mid control. Cryo's going to burn another slow and just back up.
I do like that MIBR.
So now, at 1, we don't have B main, we don't have mid, we don't have ramp, and we don't have A. 100 Thieves have not left spawn. This is the equivalent to roof camping and Rust. They just won't leave. Are they scared to die? I don't know. This is just a really bad situation. Shenum now able to do whatever he wants, realistically. The drone saw nothing. He hasn't been denied. Big first blood there. Cryo's going to rotate with his wall up. There's the gap in mid. EU gets timinged. Cryo runs into the bomb site. Unable to res anyone. It's like he doesn't even see the button. Unable to get 1. 2v5. This half is over. The map is as well. Defensively, this comp plays a lot better than the attack. It still isn't good defensively, but you do have a lot of really annoying utility that you can throw with the Sage. Again, being able to put the wall down and over-rotate away, being able to use those slows to separate the entry from the pack, makes taking map space really hard. Getting onto attack here, you don't really have much to play with. You have the rechargeable utility from the initiators. You have 1 drone. You need to be really, scarce on how you use it. Watch a player like Xander sit outside A compared to a player like Shenum. We saw him lurk. We saw him get that huge double kill that just opened up a round and just helped MIBR completely win the half. We're going to pay attention to the mini-map specifically here on how 100 Thieves work the map, and I'm just going to mute the sound and kind of skip through it. Here's the barrier drop, 3-1-1. Trying to take B main, got smoked off, didn't get it. Drone now sets up the A line. Aspa sitting there with an op. 100 Thieves use their own drone in mid. They can't even get past the Viper utility. They've effectively done literally nothing in 40 seconds. They didn't get B main and they didn't get mid. So now Xander, who couldn't, he's not, this is the barrier, by the way, right here. He hasn't even gone near it. He got droned. He can't do a single thing. He can't fuck with him. He can't take a risk because if he dies, there's no smokes in the round. It's over. He sat here the entire time, and they're like, well, hopefully that was enough. Let's go back to A now and try to just pop on whoever's holding the line. So here they are. Again, 40 seconds later. Getting ready to walk up here and go. It's been a minute now. Look at the positions changing from MIBR. Do you see how they're gravitating towards the bomb sites now, and they've completely left mid open? Something you're going to see around that 40-ish second timer, or just when rechargeables are coming back up. People are going to be aware of these site hits coming in. So even though 100 Thieves are actually going to do a good job of getting some kills here and trading this stuff out. The problem is that, again, they accomplish nothing, and the MIBR players have so much confidence when they're rotating and moving around the map, it's just making it impossible. If VENMO realistically isn't getting that double kill and getting this third that he's about to get, yes, this could absolutely be a round win from 100 Thieves, but again, they are just so limited. They are so limited in the way that they move around and work on these maps based off of the choices that they're making. And it's funny that I bring it up because I think a commoner would say that I'm a hater and I'm a piece of shit, but it actually is a huge testament to their individual ability. This team is making playoffs with one loss, okay, and they're gonna go 10 rounds on this map against MIBR, who is very primed on it. It shows how good they are as individuals and how well they work as a team. How drilled they are, just like the togetherness, the fighting, you know, the grit that they have. Imagine what would happen if they were actually set up to succeed and not trapped in this little box of just like just bad comps and not a lot of tactical depth. Getting into the second map here, I'm going to restart the same conversation that I just had. I raise you. Why are you running the same exact comp that you ran in 2024? There is not enough creativity that you could possibly have with this. You have tendencies freely available, dozens of maps and matches, local and on LAN. It's insane that they're making these decisions. It's not even like an agent like swap up or like a role swap up for the people. It's 1-to-1. It's really bad. They're really just limiting themselves. Now I will say that when a map returns like ICEBOX, right? You can go to what works, and that is what MIBR is doing. When I mean innovation and I mean meta, I don't mean creating something that no one's never seen before. I mean just kind of like playing into abusing the game rather than, you know, whatever you're doing, because this is the level you need to be doing it at. Okay, Sova, extremely weak pick in the meta right now with Teo existing. On this map in particular, we're seeing Teo KO, we're seeing KO Gecko, we're seeing like the solo Sova paired with like the double duelist, just like more explosiveness, like whatever it is. Sova's just kind of like falling off as like a pick right now. It's a specialist pick, I'd say. You need to have someone who's very confident and comfortable on playing him. It's not like it's impossible, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. The Harbor comp, okay, this is really about controlling pace. Retaking, post plants are amplified with this a lot. You stop opping, you stop rushing. This comp is going to directly counter this one, specifically based around that popping that they have with the Gecko utility. They're going to be slowed down. They're going to be cut in half by that high tide, that cascade. It's going to be very difficult for them. Okay, back to the point here. With the tendencies, the antis, you're very limited. There is not enough creativity. There is no new scaling that you can do in mid, A, B. There's no mosh pit you can throw. There's no new darts you can find. It's not working. It's not going to work. You're going to be set up to fail. 100 Thieves' best maps were ICEBOX and Bind. They're running the same comp on ICEBOX and Bind is gone. It's really not looking good. Piss around here. Xander's going to throw his orb. They're going to do their lower scaling. Now, you can't see it here. If we do a deep dive into the VOD, you'll probably be able to find it. Scrimming against this lower part take that they do is very hard. Corral's going to do a jet smoke right there. Asuna is going to do a flash that starts here and ends up there. And that jet smoke prevents you from breaking it. And they're just going to be in a position where they have full lower control uncontested. They pick up their rechargeables, they get ready to go. So they have layer 1 initially. Aspas kind of taking his time looking for a kill here. His job is to get one and get out, and the retake is going to happen. MIBR getting proactive off of the noise and the call out that they started towards A. And he's repositioning to a better spot. Looking for a first kill here. Has to back up. Gonna be like a 5v5 retake, now looking for an overextension. Not gonna get anything yet. Asuna, wingman, planting the bomb. 2 people angling out on the green box. Asuna top sight. Got a big back sight fight coming in here. Boostio's out of the round with a deagle. Cascade comes in. 2 for 0. Asuna finally gets a trade there. 3v4 now. So much smoke in their face. Angles taken away. It's really just oppressive, the utility there. Boostio finally stepping up here to fight. Kova's on the bomb. Top 3, maybe top 5 ability in the game on pistol round. He is going to be left at a basically unwinnable 1v4. no good. MIBR now, again, are going to win a pistol round. HRTF is going to buy a goddamn outlaw, and he's going to snowball the game away from you. And here we have an example of 100 Thieves getting countered on their A open, the thing that's just going to make their comp get a lot of value. Inability to even get up to the pipe here, losing 2 people, just hard to go up against. Expecting that respect on that open, going to go up against MIBR, who is just going to peek and fight you. Look at Shenham. 5v3 in an overextended position. This is what I would call, in my rank games, the 3-round curse. At any given point in time in this stupid game, if a team wins 3 rounds, they gain so much confidence that they start doing things they wouldn't normally do if the game was 0-0 or if it was tied. 5v3, this guy has walked up, solo pushed, and fought him on this wall. If he dies, he is going to lose his team the round. He does not care. Start of the round, Art is angling out lower, knowing that Verno has his belt. He's just going on a little headshot angle. Knocks down Asuna instantly. EU kind of like walking up, trying to take the space back, gonna get opt and died. This is what happens with momentum, and this is why it's so important to learn how to control this type of stuff. I'm not saying 100 Thieves doesn't know how to. I'm just, again, referencing it, that it is devastating when this stuff gets out of hand. It's really hard to play against. Not a lot of crazy footage breakdown today in this video. Wanted to keep it simple. Going to do my best to cover as much as I can for the playoffs. Specifically North America. Going to get some good games from the other regions in as well. Just wanted to say before we go into another topic here that take a second to open the description and join my Discord where I offer coaching. There's a lot of community stuff that goes on there in terms of like playing the game, scrims, LFT, this, that, the other. Definitely a really good thing for you to do. Now, getting into the bigger picture of things here, talking about meta again. 100 Thieves just really limited. Obviously didn't have anybody perform at an individual level today, and that's just going to be a reason to lose. But getting 14 rounds in 2 maps is really hard, especially when those 2 maps are in your top 3, in my opinion, of your pool. I'd say 100 Thieves is a complete split ICEBOX and Fracture team of late. They've again played like the other maps, but haven't really like impressed me on those at all. And I think that they're just like really limited, and their players aren't able to play the game. Xander, you know, like one of the best players in Tier 2 last year, picked up almost immediately, just unable to play the game on kind of like either side there. ICEBOX, different story, they kind of just got stomped out, but again, specifically split, you know, unable to even take space, unable to play 90 ADR, that's uncharacteristic for him. 100 Thieves got to make those changes. If they're going to make a deep run in this year, in this season, they got to be able to like face the music with that. They are now going to drop, and they're going to have to play NRG. That's going to be a really pivotal elimination game for them. It's going to be something they're going to need to be able to level up and do. My last little bit for this video, I've gotten some questions specifically on my stream, which again, you should follow along, of what I would do if I was going to rebuild 100 Thieves or something along the lines of that. For me, it comes down to the Asuna and Cryo kind of like argument. You have a duelist player who flexes onto Smoke and Sentinel, and you have a duelist player who flexes onto Flash Initiators. You know, which one matters to you more? Which one do you think can take you to international events? Whoever that is, you can pick. I think on paper, Cryo is a better duelist than Asuna, specifically because of the jet prowess and the opping. So I think on paper, Cryo would be kept and Asuna would move on. And I think that Xander and EU would also stay as kind of like prospects where they definitely like proved their worth on this team in terms of how good they've been playing. Core of EU, Cryo, Xander. Xander could even pick up the option of potentially IGL. You bring in a Flasher, you bring in a Sentinel, and this is like a very, you know, different story if you're going to rebuild. But again, I don't think this team needs to do that at all. I just think they need to find their footing. I think they need to set themselves up for success, and an international top 2 is kind of like a goal this team should have. I think if they are content with any other result, it should be disappointing to them. I think they have the capability to literally go that far, and I believe that specifically because I think that North America is the most competitive region in the world. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the breakdown. Appreciate your time. We're recording this on April 25th, my birthday. I'm blessed. Appreciate all the support I get on YouTube and Twitch. Make sure to follow along on all socials down below. I appreciate your time. I'll see you in the next one. T-Dog out of here. Deuces.